Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life. We are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. Now, previously, I did a show on The Whip. The title of the show was called The Whip. And The Whip was about the connection between the control over the slaves using an instrument as the whip, which in modern time now that whip is police brutality, because it's the notion behind the brutality is a form or mechanism that was used by the colonizer, i.e. slave master, in order to keep his slaves in line, which was a barbaric tool used from the mind of a barbaric. I guess it adds up. And I asked a question at the end, what was the motivating factor that led the colonizer, the slave master, to be so cruel? And I got an answer. Just bear with me, because I want to read to you all something from the book Message to some say the Black Man in America by Elijah Muhammad. Before I get started, though, sometimes I have thoughts or I have things that need to be put out, and I'd forget to thank those that keeps the show moving forward. One of those is Krishna Low Key, NB Breads, and a lot of good people who stand by me and keep things rolling. So with that said, I'd like to get back into the reading of this, and just bear with me, because I know if you say that, this don't sound like the brother normally throwing down or whatnot, but it's something heavy, you know what I mean, going on that I gotta, hey, I'm learning too. Let's put it like that. I'm learning right along with you all. We getting this thing together, right? So, okay, we're finna get started. Allah is God. Allah is God. Okay, who is that mystery God? Question mark. For thousands of years, people who did not have the knowledge of the person or reality of God worship their own ideas of God. He has been made like many things other than what he really is. The Christians refer to God as a mystery and a spirit and divide him into thirds. One part they call the Father, another part the Son, and the third part they call the Holy Ghost, which makes the three one. This is contrary to both nature and mathematics. The law of mathematics will not allow us to put three into one. Our nature rebels against such a belief of God being a mystery, and yet the Father of a Son and a Holy Ghost without a wife or without being something in reality. We wonder, how can the Son be human and the Father a mystery, unknown, or a spirit? Who is this Holy Ghost that is classified as being the equal of the Father and the Son. The Christians do not believe in God as being a human being, yet they believe in him as being the Father of all human beings. Wait a minute. He's saying that the Christians don't believe that God is a human being, yet he's the Father of all human beings. They also refer to God as he, him, man, king, and the ruler. They teach that God sees, hears, talks, walks, stands, sits, rides, and flies, that he grieves or sorrows, and that he is interested in the affairs of the human beings. They also teach that once upon a time, he made the first man like himself in the image and likeness of himself, but yet they believe that he himself is not a man or human. They preach in prophecy of his coming and that he will be seen on the judgment day, but is not man. They cannot tell us what he looks like, yet man is made like him and in the image of God, and yet they still say that he is a mystery, unknown. How can one teach the people to know God if he himself does not know God? If you try teaching the Christians that God is also a human being, they will say that you are crazy. Turning the page 2. That you are crazy, you do not believe in God, and that you are an infidel. In the meantime, while they admit that he is a mystery God, unknown, they teach not to make any likeness of him. Yet they adorn their walls in churches with pictures, images, and statues like human beings. Now, they saying make no images of God, but yet he's a mystery. But they put statues and pictures and whatnot within their churches to display, and they all be replicas of what? A man. We're going to read a little further. Can God be a mystery God and yet send prophets to represent himself? Have the prophets been representing a God that is not known, mystery? They tell us that they heard God's voice speaking to them in their own language. Can a spirit speak a language while being in immaterial something? If God is not material, what pleasure would he get out of material beings and the material universe? What is the basis of spirit? Is the spirit independent of material? Actually, who is that mystery God? We should take time and study what has and is being taught to us. Study the word and examine it. And if it be the truth, lay hold to it. To teach people that God is a mystery, God is to teach them that God is unknown. There is no truth in such teaching. Can one teach that which he himself does not know? Meaning, can you teach about something that you have no knowledge of? No, you can't. If one teaches a thing that he himself does not know, he can be charged with lying to the people. The word mystery, according to the English dictionaries, is something that has not been or cannot be, something beyond human comprehension. The unintelligent, or rather ones without divine knowledge, seem to delight themselves in representing the God as something mysterious and unknown. Such teaching a mystery God, that God is a mystery, makes the prophet's teaching of God all false. There should be a law made and enforced upon such teachers until they have been removed from the public. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad is saying that the degree of injustice in teaching that God is a mystery, a spook, and unknown, that is a serious crime against humanity. According to Allah, the origin of such teaching as a mystery God is from the devils. It was taught to them by their father Yaqub 6,000 years ago. They know today that God is not a mystery, but will not teach it. He, devil, the god of evil, was made to rule the nations of earth for 6,000 years, and naturally he would not teach obedience to a god other than himself. He would not teach obedience to a god other than himself. Meaning, if Satan or the devil wants to rule, then why would he teach you about a God that's more powerful than himself? He's going to keep you in search of God while he continues to rule on earth. But we have been deceived. So, a knowledge of the true God of righteousness was not represented by the devils. The true God was not to be made manifest to the people until the God of evil, devil, has finished or lived out his time, which was allowed to deceive the nations. Read Thessalonians 2, 9 through 10, Revelations 23, 8 through 10. So you got scriptures to back it up. Read it, check it out. But I had to give you all that because it was in the questions in one of my lectures I did called The Whip. And I asked that question and it came to me by way of Message to the Black Man because I'm reading it again from page 1 to the end. Verbal Pick Radio, we're out.